Make a U-turn in 1,000 feet. Slight left. Take the next left. Sharp left. Turn right on. Continue on in a quarter mile. At the light in 600 feet. Turn right on. You have reached your destination.
Well, today, finally, is dash day. It's about 58 degrees or so in my garage. And it's like 40, 35 outside. Got my door open and to get some heat going. I've also rigged this puppy up. This was not an incandescent, what do you call these things? Halogen light? Not halogen. The one that provides a lot of goddamn heat. And right here, I could heat a chicken. I could cook a chicken on right here. So wow, Jesus. Anyway, so I need this because I'm going to sand all of this down. I'm going to restain it, and I don't want to wait for. I just need the heat to help this stuff set up, right? So I bought this a long time ago, like 2015 or 16. Intending to use it on my Roadster, and I went a different route with that thing. So you'll see some stains here. That's actually from adhesive. Stain there, also adhesive. A little bit of a stain there. That's also from adhesive, from tape. And there you go. These labels are mine. I intend to put the indicators and so forth as we see here. I'm missing something though. Yeah, I'm not. Well, anyway, turn indicator, blinkety blink. The actual turn signal switch itself. I may not use this and instead go with a Jag, an early Jag turn signal indicator stock deal thing that you'd see on your steering wheel. What do you call it? Column. Don't have a lot of space in my car for that, I don't think. Speedo, panel dim, tack, oil volts. Headlight switch, fog lights, starter, choke, clock will go here, wiper control is there, and the map light and its control there. Okay, so the wipers, I've got a 2-speed wiper system from a MGB, as well as the need for the spray control, so that'll all go here. I got that off a TR6, TR8, I think. I forget. Key starter here, obviously. Choke down here, and so forth. So, in reality, I need to fit all of my stuff and see if they actually fit. Because I may need to hog out the holes just a little bit. So, I probably should do that first. Okay, I've got about 4 hours into making things bigger, making the holes bigger. So, yeah, here we go. I'm going to start sanding this in a few minutes after I'm done with this. You can see that it doesn't look perfect, but once the bezels are over this, it does look good. Yeah, this one especially didn't turn out happily. It's kind of elongated there in the upper right there, but the 1 o'clock position-ish. But again, it's covered up by the bezels. So, without further ado, I'm going to start sanding and start staining. Alright, so the stuff I'm using is red mahogany 225. I've used this before on a table I've got. It's really nice. So I'm going to let this dry overnight. Cat's in here. Yep. I'm going to let this dry overnight. And then I'm going to start adding all the clear coat to it. So this will look pretty nice once it's all done. I have a plan for this not being a coupe kind of a dash, and instead of being a Roadster dash. So like I said, I've got a plan. Yup. You will see that plan. I like the plan. By the way, back is killing me. I'll be putting these up for sale soon. I'm almost certain this is new or rebuilt. This certainly is new. And of course, a whole bunch of spares. All the stuff I've been using to to test fit and so forth. I'll be taking off the grill and that chrome piece. And so here's where the difference between a Roadster and a Coupe Dash starts. It's right here. The side pieces. Whereas my Dash right now is going to end about right here, right? So I've either got to fashion something up or cut this into bits, and I'm not going to cut it into bits so that it fits where it needs to go. I already have a plan. I have ideas. I like my ideas. Yep, so there it is. Well, there's the old one anyway. It's in really good shape. So JP gave me a really good Dash. But I'm not going to use it. Well, I've got the first coat of the gloss. What is it I'm using? This stuff. I specifically bought that because it's formulated for outdoor and marine environments, and so the hot cabin of a car is, same thing. So I am waiting for that to dry. I've got 4 hours at least before I lightly sand it and put a second coat on. In the meantime, I'm working on the front bow. I will start working on the front bow. I'll move that out of the way, but I'm a little unsure how it works, right? So obviously, this is the bottom layer, but it's got this piece here, which doesn't match up with that, I don't think very easily, and this piece here, which I think does. I think the entire thing should be one plane level, but it's not. Okay. In the meantime, these are the pieces that screw into the actual dash itself. So I'm going to take all this stuff apart carefully. I will probably get a wire wheel and renovate those threads, or a thread chaser if I have one that small. And see what I've got. I'll take this apart. I already know it's cracked and in bad shape here, which for a lesser being would be a problem. For me, it's not a problem. And then I'll see how it all puts back together. So using glue and whatnot, resin if I need to, I can put all that back together into one cogent piece. Like I did with my Roadster, I prefer to use original stuff. And not necessarily, not necessarily a redo or whatnot. That's just the way it is. This is very ancient wood, and I don't suspect it's going to go to hell. Anyway, I'm also not sure how it all gets put back together. Especially with, as you can see, the old Naugahyde is bolted, stapled to the back of the stuff. How this entire thing gets put on this entire thing is the mystery that... Okay, so I'm just going to stop myself. That upper piece there does not go on the lower piece. And in fact, I'm almost certain came from a Roadster. I did some repairs to it, but I didn't use it. And in the next, 10 minutes or so, you'll see that I overcame some obstacles, some questions, and I did not, in fact, use that piece as a sacrificial anything. So I'm just going to keep on going, and you'll see how it goes. Okay, I've got a few good coats on this. The sealer, the varnish, whatever you call it. And it's looking pretty good. I'm pointing out here, I've just started to sand the coat that I'd put on earlier this morning, in fact. I think I've got 4 coats on this now, but I want this to be, deep enough where I could just about shave my face in it, as that pretty. So between coats, you're supposed to lightly sand, which is what I'm doing. And sanding this stuff is very similar to sanding car paint or primer or clear coat, quite frankly. And what you're looking to do is get rid of all of the oopses there, and a little bit of a high spot there, and so forth, right? I will point out that this stuff is much, much more forgiving than clear coat because it's much thicker. Okay, and this looks like it's That's a little bit of a high spot. I'll fix that. But you get the general idea. So it's woodworking 101, and I'm going to be putting on another coat here in just a minute once I sand down this layer just a bit. So sanding does a couple things. It evens out some oopses and oddities, and it provides a roughness for the next layer to hang on to. So there's a mechanical adhesion that I am enabling. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, I've kind of figured a few things out. The piece that I'm not showing now, I'm almost certain came off of a Roadster because of the mounting holes and the way that things are mounted. I've done that before with my Roadster, right? So what's missing here is a rubber pad that I don't have, that I'm going to make out of acoustic stuff, the mat that I've already got. I am missing, or I'm completely gone with the yoga mat that I thought I had. So I'll show you. It is going to behoove me, let me see, it'll behoove me, god damn it, there, to carve out holes for these things in what I'm doing. Okay, but the point is, it fits. And that's what I'm showing here. All I'm going to do is trace out this piece from here and over to there and over, and make reliefs for these puppies, and then glue it together. And then from that point, I can start to recover it. So, without further ado, here we go. All right, I've been doing this for a couple hours. I've taken these fasteners off. I have freshened up the threads with my wire wheel and the drill, and put them back in. And I took a hammer and hammered them into the wood as flush as they would go. Right. In the meantime, when I test fit this stuff, it was just a skosh too low, so I added a couple of layers of Naugahyde. Some old stuff that I had. I don't know where I got it, but that's just basically two levels of Naugahyde glued one atop the other. And what you're looking at right now is contact cement that is setting up. Once that sets up for a few more minutes, I'm just going to press the two pieces together. I'm not worried about it jostling, moving, slipping, or whatnot, because once the new stuff is on there, it gets stapled to the back, and no one is the wiser. It's not going to move. So, and without any further ado, I'm going to wait some more. Okay, well, I've got forward momentum on this. This looks pretty good. As you can see, I've got it all stapled down, using that thing. Prior to putting the vinyl on it, I used a double layer of this felt. I don't know what this is actually for. I think it's seats, but it's too late now. I can't use it. Anyway, that double layer of that stuff evens out any unevenness along here where I've trimmed it down. So the next thing to do is, I believe, take this stuff and I'll put it on top. Up on top, facing this way. I'm going to do research to make sure, but I'm almost certain that I'm doing it. No, I'm not. I think it's facing up that way. Again, I've got to research, so I'll research and that'll be the next thing. In the meantime, I rigged up my other hot-ass lamp, and this is looking awfully pretty. I had to redo some work here. You can kind of see, yeah, there you go. And here, yeah, I think a little skosh there. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight. It's awfully warm. God dang, that feels good. According to my my thermometer, it's 80 degrees almost just right here. So there's no awfully hot part here. I'm not worried about that. But like I said, I'm gonna let this go overnight. I got this done a couple hours ago. Directions say to sand and then put another coat down. Let that coat dry for at least 4 hours. And I don't want any more oopses or what the fucks. So I'm gonna let this stuff dry nice before I sand it down again. And I'll do as many as I need to. What you don't see, all this dust around here, is clear coat, mid-wax, whatever the hell this stuff, sealant, urethane. And yeah, I want this to look awfully nice, but as you saw in the prior clip, I had some work I need to get done. So I evened out all those wavies, and I took down a couple levels. That's why I'm going to put on more. So, yeah, pretty happy. Done. I may do some repositioning in a little while. I've got some overhang on the edges, and that's why it's a little messy there, and a little messy there, but I did that on purpose. And oh, by the way, I found out where to put the darn thing. Here's how it looks. So, not too bad. A little bit more research, and I may put this in the car tonight. Yeah, so I think I'm done. I've taken this, not apart, I've undone a couple of the staples and redone them. I may redo it here too. But overall, it looks awfully darn nice. Yeah, there she blows in the daylight. A little uneven there. I may redo that too. Anyway, and I may put 1 or 2 more coats on this. It looks awfully pretty. Yeah. This one area, a little bit of a wrinkle from where I had to redo it. I'm gonna put another coat on here. Sand this down. Where was the other one? Through it here. Awfully nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna post this and bid you all a good day.